Tonight, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 3 of the NFL Pre-Season on EA Sports. Indianapolis Colts taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Indianapolis Colts. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at Week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Tampa Bay's offense set to take the field, and of course at quarterback, 23-year veteran who's had a Hall of Fame career several times over, the great Tom Brady.
For 1 month, many people thought they'd seen the end of the greatest quarterback career in league history. Of course, there were others who expected Tom Brady to come back, and he did so 40 days later for a 23rd NFL season. Leading the league in completions, yards, and touchdowns at age 44, he showed that he's as good as ever. But of course, losing in the divisional round, not the way he wanted to go out in his final game. For TB12, it's Lombardi trophies or bust.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Again, here's Bernard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. But Charles, now we take a look here at their 2022 draft class. No first-round pick for them this year, but it seems like they're able to overlook that, at least in talking to them, with a type of upside that they found on days 2 and 3.
Hey, you're right about that. No first-round pick, maybe. But there was a point where their top selection did have his name thrown out there as a possible first-rounder. So now, as you described, they're hoping they can develop those traits and get a couple of difference makers out of the middle rounds.
It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay. Now a carry for Bernard. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run it here with Bernard. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now Bernard. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
Give him 6 yards in the 1st down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Brady gives this to White. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Vaughn. Going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Tom Brady keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Buccaneers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
I'd have to say we're all a little bit surprised there because at his age, with his speed, or should I say lack thereof, the only rushing touchdowns I would expect are on quarterback sneaks, but here he found all of his guys covered, and he said, why not? And by the way, if that doesn't fire up your team to see the veteran like that risking his body for the touchdown, I don't know what will.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. Well, now how about this return? And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Out onto the field comes the Colts offense for their first series, and at quarterback, a new name this year to the franchise, of course, but certainly not new to the league. A 15-year vet, former league MVP, Matt Ryan.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage. Our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up third down. On third down, Ryan. He finds Taylor, complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, Their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Now last year's leading rusher in the NFL, this is Jonathan Taylor. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. On the give, here comes Jackson. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, and this will stay at a 7-point game. A reminder, opening weekend definitely in sight now. Thursday, September 8th, that's when it all gets going. The defending champs, LA Rams, hosting the team that many think could win the AFC, the Buffalo Bills. Charles and I will be there, and then we got some great matchups on that Sunday as well. Kansas City and Arizona, Raiders and the Chargers, and on Sunday night, Tom Brady, yeah, he's back, and his Bucs are heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Brady gives this one to Vaughn. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy, let him pick up the first down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Bernard. To the 36-yard line, stop there. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On the draw, here's Bernard. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? A draw play, Bernard. 44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Tom Brady, as the first half is winding down. And the Buccaneers will extend their lead here just before halftime. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point put through by Succop, and it's now 14-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The 40, Isaiah Rodgers. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Colts. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game. In our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive. Something to look forward to as we get you back out to Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game. Maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And this time they were waiting for him, as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Ryan. Left side, he finds Pierce. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Ryan. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. They'll go up the middle with White, and he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
On the toss, Bernard. And he is going to lose yardage here. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That'll give them 8 that time. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And the Colts are going to get it back here just past the 35. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Ryan. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Eluding the pressure right. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And he is going to lose yardage here. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Logan Hall able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Here we go on 4th down. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start the drive with a give to White. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground with White. Shifts past him at the 45. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, inbounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
First down, here's White. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well. Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the face mask moves him closer, and now 1st and goal. On the draw, it's Vaughn. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They run straight ahead here with White. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Rashad White taking it in from a yard out. And the Bucs have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And it's now 21-7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And that drive was finished off with a run from the rookie, Rashad White. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So the Colts now down on the scoreboard. At time, a huge factor. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. Ellinger to throw on 1st down. Pass complete to Alec Cox. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Ellinger to throw on 1st and 10 here. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Here's Ellinger. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jamel Dean. 20. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. This has just really been a solid 2nd half from them, CD, as they add another touchdown to the lead and they start to pull away in what was once a close ball game.
Yeah, they actually put the Jets on in this one, didn't they? Put a little cherry on top with that touchdown. Now we just got to play out this final minute, and they'll get a chance to celebrate a very hard-earned victory.
Succop for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Another not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air. It's Ellinger. Throw, puts it on the carpet, it's out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So now, I think even our referee is confused. The defense accepted the holding penalty, but they just got the ball on the fumble recovery, so that will be negated. That's a tough one to comprehend. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
He hasn't been sacked all game, and there's an example as to why. Evaded the pressure, got out of the pocket, but even with the extra time, it doesn't translate into a completion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Trask. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Here's Trask. And Boyd has it over the middle. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to make it 4th down. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night, everyone.